Great googly moogly, people. I really do not want to have this channel become about superhero movies. That's not the point of it. I want to talk about comic books. But by golly, most YouTubers, especially Den of Nerds, Cosmic Wonder, and Comic Book Cast 2, have no idea what they are talking about with regards to the new DCU. So, for the sake of rational thought, I will talk about James Gunn again. Sometimes that's the cross you have to bear when you're the only comic book person on YouTube with any critical thinking skills. James Gunn is in charge of the DCU because of his successful track record with DC and Marvel characters and films. He had the Suicide Squad movie and Peacemaker TV series, along with the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. They all made money and were well received. As a reward, Warner Brothers has said, "We trust you. Make the entire DC like what you've already shown you can do." We all know this. This is an established fact. So why in the world would he get rid of the actors that worked just because he's getting rid of the actors that didn't? That's called throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And people who want that are suffering from something called sour grapes, because James Gunn said you still live in your mother's basement. You know who I'm talking about. And if that term sour grapes is not familiar to some of you, look up Aesop's Fables. You will learn a lot of useful lessons from all the talking animals. Let's think about this. Once upon a time, there was a guy named Jimmy. He was the head of a section of a department store. Unlike the rest of the store, his department was actually doing well. So management comes up to Jimmy and says, "Jimmy, you've done such a good job, you're now in charge of the whole store." So now Jimmy's in charge of a failing department store. What should he do? Get rid of all the employees and start with a clean slate? Or keep those employees that he has worked with that he knows do their jobs well and get new people as needed? Of course, he's going to keep those that worked well. For those that missed it, in that analogy, Jimmy was James Gunn, and the people in his department were John Cena, Margot Robbie, and others, while the failing employees were Henry Cavill, Patty Jenkins, Ben Affleck, etc. And he's even keeping Jason Momoa. He's taking him out of a role that made no sense for him, Aquaman, and is likely giving him one that will suit his juvenile pseudo-tough guy image perfectly, Lobo. And you can be sure Gunn isn't doing that because Momoa is a great thespian. The guy can't act. But for some reason, he has a very large fan base, and his other movie made $1 billion. That is someone you want to keep around. It's like K-pop. I don't understand it, but it makes money. Gunn got the gig because of his success with the Suicide Squad characters and stories. Why would he throw all that work away just to appease the fans who didn't even go out to watch the movies they rave about? I'm not even going to talk about how poorly the directing, acting, and stories of the DCEU movies were. I don't have to. They didn't make enough money. All the Snyder fans did was complain online. They didn't even turn out to see their beloved Henry Cavill in Black Adam. So why would DC want him as Superman going forward? Imagine you were James Gunn, with DC and all of its wonderful characters at your disposal. Would you want to be tied down to failed stuff just because a bunch of people you know won't buy tickets are going to be mean to you online? No way! That's why James Gunn is in charge. He won't buckle to a bunch of whiners, but will use his vast imagination and upbeat nature to make movies that DC fans will actually like. I don't support everything James Gunn has done superhero-wise. I don't like the Suicide Squad or Peacemaker at all. I won't watch that adult-themed smut-filled garbage. So it's not me supporting Gunn because I want more of that. I only like his Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. But this is common sense. This is business. This is logic. So for Pete's sake, please think before you spout nonsense like, "Gunn should get rid of everybody if he's going to get rid of anybody." Fair isn't equal. He'll keep what worked and get rid of the stuff that won't. Now grow up. Until the next video.